Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter Podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call in, 570-530-8316. Beeb, let's get it started. DAZN, Edgar Berlanga versus Hamzah Sheeraz. 12-round super middleweights. This was, I tell you what, the whole week leading into this fight, I mean, that press conference on Wednesday was very contentious. Both guys going after each other and stuff, or actually one guy going after the other guy. It wasn't like, Hamza's a very quiet guy, so he's not participating in any of this. And Berlanga was just off the chain the entire time, saying it's his town, his hometown, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people were questioning why he was in the main event, not Shakur, because it wasn't a title fight, which is valid. It's valid. But I get it. It was his hometown. Shakur's right next door. I get it. That being said, Hamzah Sheeraz saved all the talking, all the screaming, all the yelling, everything like that for the bell. He was quiet as a church mouse in that press conference. When he came out in the ring, man, he looked like a lion, man. Hamzah Sheeraz beats Edgar Berlanga by TKO in the 5th round. The fight was all Shiraz, as Berlanga looked like he could not get started, and he didn't look good from the outset. It didn't look like he was there. Even walking into it, he just had a look on his face like he just wasn't there. And I don't know what was going on. It's
like
hard.
It was like a lamb being led to slaughter. He kind of
knew. That's exactly what he looked like, right?
Now I gotta back this shit up that I was talking all week.
Right. Now it's
reality. Time. Reality said it. I hate to make this comparison because it's pretty over the top. But you ever see when a guy is sentenced to death and he's like, oh, he'd be like hard as nails.
Yep.
And then as soon as he makes that walk, he's like still hard as nails. But then once he sits in the chair, that's when he starts breaking down. That's what this was.
Yep.
That's what this was.
Exactly what happened, man.
Right?
Yeah. He, like I said, man, he just looked out of sync, man. But I tell you what, on the other hand, man, Shiraz looked 10 times better than what he looked like last time.
Yeah.
He went to a draw last time. A lot of people thought he lost, man.
Yeah, I had him losing that one. But I still thought that fight was close, but I thought he lost at 7-5.
Yeah.
I didn't think he got blown out. I just thought he lost.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, I was impressed with the way Shiraz putting together combinations, everything, man.
Shots. When you can shorten up shots, when you're tall and long like that, the punch of the night for him that opened up those headshots was that sneaky little uppercut up close. It's such a subtle shot the way he throws it. It's like boom, boom. You can't even see it.
No.
And when you're a guy like Berlanga who comes in with those air muffs, right? And you like to get close. Berlanga's more of a mid-range guy, and Shiraz was more than willing to let him come in because he knew he could catch him with those little short uppercuts. And once he lifted that head up, that's where those little looping hook and the looping right hand, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So what Shiraz did beautifully yesterday was set those shots up and just put them together so fluidly.
Yeah.
That it was like butter the way he put those combinations together. It was a thing of beauty to watch.
It really was. It really was, man. It looked like and I'll tell you what, and maybe see if you agree with me here. To me, it looked like he was bullying him in that fight. He was bullying Berlanga in that fight. He became the bully in there.
Yes, he did.
Where at the press conference, it was obviously Berlanga, but in the ring, it was obviously Shiraz, man, just bullying that guy, man.
Correct.
I think he definitely found his weight class. I think he definitely found a new trainer in Andy Lee. As far as Berlanga goes, son, your 15 minutes of fame are up.
He made a lot of money, though. He made a lot. I'm sure he made some serious cake against Canelo. And now this fight. So,
but I don't know. I mean, he was at the press conference throwing around $100 bills and throwing around stacks and stacks of money and everything like that. And
Crazy.
Yeah, it was that had to be real humbling in front of your hometown, going out in 5 rounds. I mean, it was bad, dude. It was bad.
It was.
And he was such a jerk through this entire thing. Through the entire buildup, he was a jerk to that guy, man. Just kind of like, wow.
Oscar De La Hoya is probably the worst trash talker in the history of trash talk.
Yes.
But even he held his own against Berlanga. Like, Berlanga was trying to, like, call Oscar De La Hoya out at the press conference. And he goes, hey, man, where's your titles? You've got no titles. You'll never win a title.
He said he went on a victory tour after he lost to Canelo. He had 2 victory parades.
You had the victory parade when you lost to Canelo. You didn't win a round.
I will tell you.
He was hilarious.
And Oscar didn't have a dog in the fight here. He didn't. Like, he wasn't with Berlanga. He wasn't with Shiraz. He was with the undercard guy, with Zapeda. Yeah. He was with Zapeda. So I'm like, what in the world? Like, why are you guys going back and forth?
Oh yeah,
it didn't make any sense.
You have no titles. He was never be champion.
What he threw that lingerie at him or something like that?
I think lingerie at him. Like,
finally, Oscar has like the best comeback for that, and it's what I always told people, like, when somebody's bothering you like that, just agree with it and laugh about it. If you start laughing about it, the one kid I remember, it was the one kid. One guy came up to him and said, "Hey, where's your fishnets at?" And Oscar, he was signing autographs, and he was like, "Hey, you know what?" And the guy was like, what? He was like, I've got them on right now. And he just starts busting out laughing.
You got to be able, you can disarm people when you're able to self-deprecate.
Yeah. And like with Berlanga though, man, they were just going back and forth. That was funny. That was funny, man.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So Shiraz, from what I understand, Turki Al-Sheikh said he's ready for Canelo. He gets a shot at Canelo next year, which makes sense. Next May would make sense for him. So what is that? 8 months? No, that's.
He'll probably need one more fight in between.
I would think so. I would think that he'd want one more fight.
I wouldn't mind, and I don't know if this is risky in terms of what Turki Al-Sheikh thinks. Why not have Adames come up to 168 and get a rematch there at 168? Because Adames was on Twitter yesterday and he said, "I'll fight him at 168." So
yeah,
I wouldn't hate that. But I don't know. I don't know if they think that's too risky. But maybe at 168, it's a different.
I don't
fight.
think Turkey's worried about risky. I really don't.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, all of those fights yesterday were competitive, on paper, competitive fights. All of them.
Yes.
They were all competitive. That entire card was competitive. And every time you put some guys on there, it's always on paper competitive.
Yeah. And you know what? As you said, on paper, those were good fights.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, they played out the way we thought they would. Like they played out to what was written on that paper, in other words. Sometimes on paper, like the Tiafimo card with the one with Devin Haney on it, Barboza. That on paper was a great card, but when it played out, it was not a great card. The way they fought all those guys. So this was true to what the expectations were. And you could argue exceeded the expectations. I did think Berlanga was going to get stopped, but I thought he was going to get stopped late, like 9 or 10. He got stopped early, so he surprised me. Shiraz.
Kadali Bodiang says Canelo will never fight Shiraz. Come on, buddy.
It depends what the money's
son. Like. So I mean, he was never going to fight Crawford either. You tell you, money talks, man. Money talks, man.
A lot of things I said I wasn't going to do, but then the check cleared, and I just said,
that check clears. Yeah, that check clears.
Check clears.
Yep.
Once the direct deposit hits.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're singing a different tune, man. They put that money out in front of you.
That's right.
I don't know. As far as Shiraz, like I said, he looks like he has maybe one more fight, and then Canelo. Now, as far as Berlanga goes, this was a bad loss.
This was a devastating,
really bad loss.
Devastating loss.
And we understand, like, hometown and everything, but this was like, I get it's tough in your hometown and everything, and get that. This was a bad loss. That being said, this was a tough one. I think that, he comes back. I think he's not done. I think he fights again, but I think that I think it's kind of, listen, man, Top Rank dropped him when he was on that big KO streak and he went to the distance or whatever. He's lost here. He's lost here. His career, Rafael, I know his career's not over. I agree with you, but he's very limited. I think there's a cap on where he can go. I think he's very
we found out what his level is yesterday, right?
You saw his ceiling yesterday.
We saw what he could do.
And that was his ceiling.
Gonna have to go back to fighting the Steve Rolls of the world.
Yeah. JC says, what promoter's going to work with him? I think anybody's going to work with him. I mean, he sells fights. He sells tickets, All right. Let's talk about this co-main here. Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda for Stevenson's WBC lightweight title. Shakur Stevenson wins a unanimous decision over Zapeda, 118-110 twice and 119-109. So all we kept hearing all week, the entire build-up to this fight, was that Shakur is not going to be able to run from Zapeda. Zapeda will make Shakur stand and fight. And that's exactly what happened. And let me tell you what, Stevenson looked good. He looked really good in this fight. He stood his ground. Now, in that second round, I think he got buzzed in that second round on the ropes. He spent a little bit more time on the ropes. He actually, during the middle, right around 7th or 8th round, Shakur looked, I was like, man, is he getting tired? Because Zapeda can do this all night.
That. Did you see him open? Like he was taking deep breaths a lot in that fight.
Very much, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was saying to myself, is this pace troubling him? But apparently not, because
you got to think that Zepeda's not the biggest puncher either.
Yeah.
So if you got a guy who can really, that pressure pace, man, when somebody comes forward and that's all they do, man, that wears you out.
And I thought those body shots were having some effect early on, but he started not staying, as he said in the post-fight interview, he started moving a little bit more off them ropes. He would stay there just long enough where he could try to suck him in and set some traps and get him to open up so he could throw some counters. And he said, you know what, as the fight wore on in the second half of the fight, I stayed there less. I would stay there for like 15 seconds so I can run a combination on him, and then I would move out of there. And I think that little adjustment really paid dividends for him. And again, William Zepeda, I thought the volume could possibly go down because I made the comparison when Pacquiao and Marquez fought. Pacquiao's output went down when he fought Marquez because Marquez was such a skilled counterpuncher, and it's hard to keep up with your same level of volume because you don't want to get countered. But Zapeda didn't give a shit. Like, he still threw his 979, close to 1,000 punches this fight, and he landed 272 of them, according to CompuBox. So he still got his shit off. Like, we got to give him credit. He still got his shit off. But Shakur was just very, very accurate with his punches. And he threw 565 punches, which is not a ton of punches for a lightweight. But if you're landing 52% of them, which it pretty much looked like he was landing most of the shots he was throwing, or at least half of them anyways. So he was just he did great work with his counter punching, and he did some good work on the inside with his body punching as well. So he gritted his teeth in this fight, and he said he chose to fight this way. I'm going to be honest, I thought he was forced to fight this way.
He was definitely forced.
He was forced to fight this way. When you got a guy throwing 979 punches, there's only one thing you can do. You can either hold on for dear life, or you can fight him off you. And the holding's only going to work for so long because the ref is going to break you. So, but he had to fight him. I
will tell you this. Okay, when I was watching Stevenson last night, he hit Zapeda clean, like bag punches, clean, a number of times, and Zapeda didn't move.
He didn't flinch. Didn't fucking flinch.
Just kept coming forward.
Yeah.
And Shakur hit him clean. Again, man, I mean, bag shots. And I understand Zapeda has a chin. My problem with it is, what would you do against like a guy like Tank? You know what I mean? Who's going to eat those shots and come forward, and Tank's got power.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Tank's only got to land one of them shots. He's only got to land one.
And Tank can fight too.
Yeah.
And he's a pressure guy.
Yeah. A lot of people think Shakur would run circles around Tank.
Yeah,
and I don't know where Tank's head is at right now. And plus,
I'm sure now in the county, I'm sure he can run circles around him.
Yeah, and then he didn't look good against Lamont Roach either. So, but Lamont Roach you can even argue Lamont Roach got a little bit more pop than Shakur does. Like as you said, and that was a difference too. Like everyone thought like Floyd wasn't a big puncher. Floyd would rock people's heads back.
Whitaker and Floyd both had power.
They weren't one punch knockout guys, but they hit hard enough to get your attention.
Got your attention. And to know that, like, if I stand here long enough, I don't want to get hit. You know what I mean? And they could really turn the fight, you know?
Yeah.
But I was surprised that Shakur didn't look like he rocked him at any point, and as clean as he hit him.
He was walking through Shakur's punches.
That's the only thing that concerned me last night as I'm watching him.
He couldn't freeze him. He couldn't freeze him once in that. Like, it wasn't one moment where like Zapeda got hit and was like, then like had a
right.
He was walking right through the shots.
But now in that second round, he hit Shakur on the ropes, and Shakur looked like he wobbled a little bit. At least stunned him. At least stunned him.
Yeah, he buzzed him.
It got his attention.
I think he buzzed him a little bit. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got his attention.
He buzzed him.
You know. Philly Irish Drew, thank you so much. He said Shiraz is Kelly Pavlik, but more technical and faster. I don't hate that comparison.
Yeah.
I don't hate that comparison
Steve
at all.
Kim made a good statement too, like Chico Corrales. Remember Chico Corrales, tall, long guy, 6'1".
Yes. Yeah.
But he was a guy that could shorten his shots up. I thought that was a pretty good comparison too, because of how capable Shiraz is at shortening those shots up on the inside. I love the tall, long guys that could keep you out on the outside.
Well, who's training him?
Andy Lee, yeah.
Where's Andy Lee from?
I mean, Andy Lee.
What gym is Andy Lee affiliated with?
He's from the Kronk Gym.
The Kronk Gym. That's what the Kronk Gym was known for.
Gym, yeah.
Lennox Lewis, Tommy Hearns, the long.
You know, it's funny guys. You say that, because when Lennox Lewis got with Emmanuel Stewart, he started throwing those sneaky uppercuts up close too. Remember?
Yep.
That's when he started developing a little bit, throwing that little short hook. He started developing a little bit of somewhat of an inside game to add to his already very impressive repertoire that he had.
I don't know what it is about that system over there. It favors tall guys. It favors the tall, lanky guys. I could never go over there because I'm not very tall. You would be a staple in that gym because you're tall.
All right over there. Probably get banged out. It's all right. All right.
You and Montero were staples over there. Me, not so much, you know. Alex Bellotti says, Beeb likes long, tall guys. Shout out to Big Texan. Get that down. Did you see Big Texan wrote you earlier? He said he
I missed it. But
I'll bring it back. Don't worry about it. I can bring it back.
Okay, we don't have to worry about that. That was way back in the show.
Oh, here we go, right there. There we go. He's going to send his love to Beeb early. There we go. Let's get it.
Right down.
So, man, I'll tell you what. I thought Shakur looked great. I really did. With the exception of that power. The power now is, I think, a real concern. If I'm looking at Shakur Stevenson, his power is a big concern now.
And he's had hand problems before too.
Yeah.
Right. So there's always going to be once you start breaking your hands, or start hurting your wrist, breaking your hands. There's always that subconscious, like thought in your head instinctively, like, do I want to punch through the target? You know what I mean? Because again, it's almost like you want to snap and pull back quicker instead of going all the way through. You know what I mean?
Well, couldn't you he could wear those the winning gloves are supposed to help you, right? That's what Floyd wore.
He's going to have to wear some the therapeutic type gloves.
Yeah, like the Japanese gloves, and he said they're softer. They're just better for your hands.
Yeah, they have the Grant gloves, I think, are supposed to be very protective too. Yeah.
Well, those are like custom gloves. You can't buy those, I don't believe. I don't think you can go to the store or go to any shop and buy those.
I think you're correct.
If I'm understanding correctly, I thought it was like you have to,
Elvis Grant, I think, makes custom. Yeah, he makes custom gloves for fighters. Yeah, it's true.
That's a crazy job too. I mean, those gloves are awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, those gloves are awesome. Boxing, thank you so much. He said, Beeb confirms 100% that everything is bigger in Texas. Take it down. HR. There you go. So Shakur Stevenson wins. What's next for this guy, man? Where does he go from here? I mean, honestly.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny because I was watching.
It's got to be big fights. Listen, it's got to be big fights for him from here on out, man.
I was watching a fight. So, excuse me. I was watching a video today, and Turki Al-Sheikh was talking to Tank's trainer, Calvin Ford, right? He was talking to Calvin Ford. I think he invited Calvin because I think remember they talk about Turki Al-Sheikh open up that gym or whatever. And I think he invited people over there, like Calvin Ford was there. A lot of his fighters were there. And then I saw a picture with Turki Al-Sheikh taking a picture with Tank. So maybe at some point, hopefully next year or something. And again, I'm being overly optimistic here.
Tank has been very reluctant to get on the Turkey bandwagon.
Yeah, but since Turkey was, you had Calvin Grove, you had Calvin Ford. You had Calvin Ford. You had Turkey talking to a lot of those fighters, and he was saying that he wants to support them and this and that. And yet you had Tank taking a picture with Turkey. Maybe they can put enough money on the table to get Tank to take that Shakur fight at some point next year. It's possible. I mean, who else is Shakur going to fight? Or not Shakur, but Tank going to fight? Lamont Roach. Yeah. But that's what are you going to do with Lamont Roach? I don't know. Why not put Shakur in there? Why not do something? Yeah. And I know Shakur just fought, but I get it though. Like, because what are you going to do with Tank at this point? Now, the Tank Roach fight is not going to happen in August. Yeah. Based on what happened here, they're saying it's unlikely to happen. This is apparently he got hit. We'll talk about it later in the show, man, but he got hit with some serious stuff. This isn't stuff he got hit with. Yeah, and then these judges will look at your history. They're going to look at your history. They are allowed to look at your history and to determine how they want to handle the case. Yeah. It's not first time with this guy. No, and this has happened. This has followed him around. Yeah. And why, again, man, but I guess it's up to him too. I always blame like the trainers and the managers and everybody, his inner circle, for letting it get to this point. But maybe they've told him. You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes, look, man, the onus is on you sometimes. It's tough to, keep tabs on a guy when he's not at the gym. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I mean, listen, these guys aren't babysitters. Yeah. So I look to his inner circle, man. I mean, that's what Tank's almost, what's Tank, 30 years old now? Pretty damn near close. I think like 30. Close. Yeah. How old is he? I think he's 29, maybe. 29, 30-ish. Yeah, he's 30 years. He's 30 years old. Yeah. Yeah. He's 30. So he's not a kid anymore. No. He should learn and know better by this. And you got so much going on. I mean, like, you got so much going on. Why, Yeah. You got all the money in jeopardy. Get all the money in the world. Right. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm more concerned with Lamont Roach. Where does he go from here? Because now you got to fill that dance card with somebody. Well, luckily for him, he has a title at 130, so he has options probably, but he doesn't have the same options like a Tank fight. He's not going to get anywhere near the money that he would get with the Tank fight. No, so absolutely. I think you're right. I mean, seeing a payday like this slip through your fingers through no fault of your own, it's probably a tough pill to swallow. I would think. Right? Yeah. Especially again, like you hit it on the head, through no fault of your own. No fault of your own. You got to deal with this tackhead. Yeah. You got to deal with this guy now. You got to worry about whether he's going to make the walk or not. Now, Alberto Puello versus Subriel Matias for Puello's WBC Junior welterweight title. Matias beats Puello in a majority decision, 115-113, 115-113, and 114-114. So, listen, man, this fight was close, man. This actually could have went either way. Yeah, it could have. Matias came forward all night, but, man, I'll tell you what, Puello was hitting him with some big shots, and he was really good on the counter. Went back and forth. End of the day, Matias wins. But this was razor thin, man. This was razor thin. And again, judges got to score body shots. It's not all about headshots. And I say this, like, if a guy's landing like little chippy headshots at you, and the other guy is ripping body shots, then, you got to make a decision when you're scoring these fights. What is more effective in your view? And also too, when a guy is forcing you back the whole fight and you're fighting off the ropes and he's controlling the fight, at least from that vantage point where he's pushing you back, he's getting you on the ropes, then he's the ring general too. So
I get
those things. I got the sense that Puello edged it too, but I can't be mad at this because this was a fight where it was clearly about what do you like as a judge? What did you value more?
Yeah, and do you do a rematch? I mean, it was razor thin.
Oh, you know what Turki Al-Sheikh said? Because he said that Matias is going to get Dalton Smith. And then he said
that's what it was. That's what
Puyo's going to get the winner of that.
Right. Now
he was so happy and impressed with the performance of Puyo as well. Puyo fought very well. Both guys fought excellent. They really laid it all out there, and they fought hard. So you could see.
I thought either guy could have won that fight.
I don't have a problem with Matias getting that decision.
But you know what? This is what I like. I like the fact that he goes and fights somebody else, gives this guy a chance to recoup or whatever he's going to do, and then he'll fight the winner. Yeah. I think that's good. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. So shout out to Turki Al-Sheikh, man. He's taking care of everyone.
Yeah, and he's making good fights. That's the other thing. He's making great fights.
I mean, I sent him a resume. I wouldn't mind being affiliated with him.
He actually wanted me to come in this weekend. I was like, nah, I'm busy. I'm watching that chick fight on Friday, so I can't really make it over there. You know what I'm saying? I can't just come back to the same arena and watch it again. You know what I'm saying? Chick fight. David Morell versus Iman Katiev, 12 rounds light heavyweights. Morell wins a split decision by the scores of 95-94, 96-93, and 95-94 for Katiev. I tell you what, man, I've never seen Katiev fight. All right. I saw him at the presser, and he was very quiet and everything like that. I saw him at the weigh-in, and that guy looked like a monster. I mean, he was ready to go, and I just had a feeling.
He looked like a Russian mob hitman, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did, man.
He was fucking intimidated.
I just had that feeling that this dude is going to be trouble. You know what I mean? He's going to be more than expected. And he sure was. And you said you thought David Morell lost the fight.
Yeah, I thought David Morell only won 4 rounds in this fight, plus the knockdown. I had it 96-93. Like who said they had it 90? Like Stephen M said. Stephen 47 said. I had the same score for Katiev. I had it 96-93.
There you go. There you go.
I didn't think Morell won more than 4 rounds. I just didn't think it. I thought it was a bad decision.
All right. And that does it for the weekend's fight. Let's talk about the upcoming fights because that was it. That was all the action, right, Beeb?
We had a card on Friday. It was very uneventful.
No, we didn't. We didn't have a card on Friday, did we?
Netflix card.
Netflix. Who was on Netflix?
Katie
Taylor. Those 2 broads. Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about that because I didn't watch that fight. I didn't watch any minute of that card. The only thing I saw the decision. I was TikTok. I was on TikTok and I was laying down because I was already in bed, and I was scrolling. All of a sudden the live came up. Somebody was like streaming the live or whatever. I was like, what the hell?
I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna add credence to something that you say all the time about the women's fights. I really don't like the 2-minute rounds. They suck. I just think they go by way too fast.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's hard. And truth be told, I'm just going to be honest, and people can make fun of me if they want. I find it harder to score a 2-minute round than a 3-minute round because you got less time to work with. Because at least in a 3-minute round, like someone could control the first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's more time to work with, and it's harder it's easier for someone to control a minute of a round.
Yeah.
So if it's a 2-minute round, that means half the round is over. So it's like those rounds are harder to score. When you have 3 minutes, more often than not, like you usually have time enough where someone can control a larger portion of the round where you can separate the 2 fighters. It's harder to sometimes separate the 2 fighters when you only have 2 minutes to work with.
In college basketball, they play 2 20-minute halves, 40-minute game. When they go to a pros, 4 12-minute quarters. It's a 48-minute game.
Yes.
In college, they play 12-minute quarters. In the NFL, they play 15. In the Olympics, for women, they have 3-minute rounds. In the pros, they have 2-minute rounds. Why don't somebody explain the logic there?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It doesn't make it. Even in the UFC, it's 5 and 5.
I'm sitting there watching these rounds, right? And I'll turn my head and say something to my friend because I was watching these fights at the casino because we went, and I look up and there's 30 seconds left in the round. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like these rounds go by way too fast, way too fast,
way too quick. And I get what you're saying. Maybe and I remember Calix had defended that, saying that there's more action in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a fight. We're not just going at it in the phone booth. This is a professional fight, son.
I mean, that it depends. It's because it all depends on the styles of the fighters. And again, this fight was not action packed. It was quite uneventful in comparison to the previous two that they had. So,
that's what I heard too. And I'm watching it, and again, I'm half asleep as I'm watching it, so I can't really be a good judge on what happened.
You were seeing it. You were seeing it, but you weren't really watching.
I was seeing it, but I wasn't watching. That's perfect. Yeah,
it was in your face, but you weren't really taking it in.
Right, and it. It looked exactly like some of their other fights, but it just wasn't as exciting, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that
the other two fights were good. I got to admit, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Amanda Serrano didn't want to be as aggressive. And I just speculate. And I talked about this with Jesse Reek, and I said, these two girls, they're getting older. They've made a lot of money. And their first two fights were brutal, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying to themselves, do I want to go and do this a third time? Meaning being another brutal fight. Plus, both girls got banged up last fight. They had a lot of headbutts last fight. So I saw Serrano not go in as much. She was trying to actually box on the outside. That's not really her game. She's a mid-range. She's a stalker. Come forward. I'm going to walk you down. Likes to fire them shorter shots in the mid-range. She's not she doesn't have the quickest feet either. So Katie Taylor was just, I thought, really outboxing her. And she wasn't throwing a ton of punches. It wasn't like Katie Taylor was beating her up in the rounds, but you could see she was really outboxing her. She was fighting very smart, and you could see the difference in just overall ability. Like, not to sell Serrano short. She's a great female fighter, but she just doesn't have as many tools in the toolbox as Katie Taylor, because Katie Taylor can get in your chest. She can rough you up. She can fight a rough and tumble fight, but she can also box very skillfully on the outside. She could fight a nip and tuck fight with you. She could pot shot you from the outside. She can stick and move against you. She can outmaneuver you. She can, throw some quick jabs, give you through a right hand, and she's out of there. She's not, she doesn't have to stay and trade with you, but if she has to, she will. So with the thing with Serrano is Serrano doesn't have that ability to be a finesse fighter on the outside and just be that stick and move type fighter on the outside. That's just not her game. And she tried to incorporate that in this fight, and she just ran into someone who could do it significantly better than her. If you're going to try to do something like that, you can't do it against someone that does it better than you. No. That was the problem.
No. Reese Lindsay the first says, I felt Serrano didn't want to jump into the jaws of the lion again. That kind of goes with everything you're saying here. Like I said, I didn't.
Well, Katie Taylor said herself that she wanted to box in this fight, but here's the difference: she has the ability to fight that way. There was a fight. Who's that girl that she rematched? The girl that she had a fight with, and a lot of people thought she lost it, but then she had a rematch with her, and she just boxed her. Whereas the first fight, she had a phone booth war with her, but she decided this time I'm going to box her because she has that ability to do so. Whereas Serrano she is an aggressive stalker. She's a stalker, and she just likes to apply pressure. She's a very aggressive person. So, Persoon, Delphine Persoon is the girl I'm thinking of.
You're right.
Remember that first fight she had with Persoon? It was a phone booth.
I thought that second fight, was.
But the second fight, she put on a clinic from the outside. Yeah.
Omar Rodriguez said, could it be Serrano was trying something different because in the first 2 fights her way didn't work? Yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah, but the first 2 fights were close. This fight, in my opinion, wasn't close. I know one judge had it 95-95. I had it 97-93 like the other 2 judges.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there any scenario where Amanda Serrano won this fight?
I don't know. No. Most people, they said this was the clearest of the 3.
In which it usually goes down that way. So there is no rivalry when it's 0-3. Can we now put this thing to bed? I don't want to see this fight again. I don't think anybody else wanted to see the third fight. The third fight, nobody wanted to see the third fight anyway. You know, go fight for 20 minutes and then call yourself a champion. All right. Because this, I mean, it's been the same way. We've seen the same fight 3 times now. You know what I mean? And where does Serrano go from here? I mean, you know, I don't know. And where does Katie Taylor go? Because Katie Taylor, listen, man, she's
39.
Katie Taylor is 39?
39 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Marina Serrano, I think, Marina Serrano's like 36, should be 37 soon. These girls are old. And they've made a lot of money.
Yeah, it's, you know.
And Amanda Serrano's got a lot of, makes money outside the ring. She's got like endorsements. She's
OnlyFans. I don't know. Does she have an OnlyFans? I'm asking you. Should I just ask Robert? I'm going to ask Robert.
Robert.
Let's bring Robert on here. Robert, you're live.
Robert, how much does Amanda Serrano's?
Guys, how are you?
Robert, how much does Amanda Serrano's OnlyFans page?
You know what?
cost?
Actually, you know what? Hey, Robert, do me a how much is her OnlyFans page?
How much is her OnlyFans page, Robert?
You guys need to get off of this OnlyFans business. I don't have any of that crap, and I keep telling you guys that.
Robert, come clean.
Come on, you're talking to friends here. Come on.
Robert, Robert, are you a little disappointed because you bought those plane tickets to arrive at LaGuardia Airport tomorrow morning? That parade's canceled now. You didn't go the distance.
Yeah, it's
Are you and Mrs. Herrick?
I'm not going to New York.
Are you and Mrs. Herrick able to get a refund? Are you and Mrs. Herrick able to get a refund on those 2 tickets that you were going to fly into LaGuardia Airport yesterday?
Okay, give me a break, guys.
Hey, Robert, do me a favor. Hey, Robert, hang on. I'm gonna put you back on hold. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna put you back on hold. Let me bring Jerry on because Jerry came in last week. He was waiting for a long time, I guess, and I didn't see him. We didn't get to him. So 410, Jerry, you're live.
That's right. Enough with the small talk. Right. Now let me start with Dweeb. I heard him confess at the top of the show that he loves a long, strong, young guy. He said it just like that.
He did. He said it like that, didn't he?
Oh, I opened myself up for that one. I'm not even going to say anything.
Like that,
I opened myself up for that one.
Like that.
You got me, Jerry.
All right.
You got me, Jerry.
He was thinking about Big Texas.
Please.
All right. Well, let me start with Shakur Stevenson. He didn't do nothing, man. All you seen right there was a guy finally fight a little bit. That's all that was. And that's all he did. Fight a little bit. And we're not used to it from him. He's so free-footed and defensive that seeing him fight some and stand his ground some is like it's like a treat. I thought the fight was a draw because Zepeda's work rate was next level. And from what I understand, maybe Dweeb can tell me, I think Zapeda had outlanded him with the.
Oh no, he didn't outland him, but he landed like 20 less punches than him. But
you know what? The commentators, I will tell you this: the commentators had it closer than the judges had it too.
Yeah,
I thought the judging was a little wide. I thought it went to the right person, and I thought it was like, 8-4, 9-3, which is what they had. Like
I had it
1 or 2 rounds.
I had it 9-3.
Yeah,
but
because I didn't think he was winning those rounds. You know what I mean? He wasn't winning a lot of those rounds.
Yeah.
Well, see, for me, that's what made it real tough to score. Is do you favor the work rate or do you favor the cleaner punching? And Shakur Stevenson was the harder puncher in this fight. If Zapeda could punch a little bit, it probably would have been a much different fight. But Zapeda I mean, he's a really good fighter, has a crazy good work rate, but he can't punch, and you could see that. The punches were just bouncing off of Shakur Stevenson, whether they were in his chest or arms. He just couldn't. He just can't punch. However, I think he would have won the fight easily had he not made this tactical error throughout the fight. Every time he would get his work in on Shakur Stevenson, when he'd get done, he wouldn't get far enough out of range. He would stand there and catch.
Great observation. Great observation. He wasn't going far enough out to reset. Excellent observation.
Yeah.
Excellent observation.
If he would have done that and made Shakur, if he would have made Shakur have to look for him, even just a little bit, because that is not Stevenson's nature. But Stevenson, by the second round, he could see, all right, this guy is going to stay in range. He's a nonstop puncher, but he has to stop sometimes. So I'll just let him punch. He's got that great defense, and the fucking gut-tooth bastard, he does. He's good defensively. Because he was even squared up on the ropes, and Zepeda's punches, he'd throw 6-7 punches, maybe one would get it, but he would stay right there. He would stay right there, and that made him a sitting duck for those punches that Stevenson was getting off 3-4 punch combinations. Had his corner told him, don't do that. Get your work off and then get out of range until you're ready to work again. I think he would have won the fight easily anyway. Friday night, the women's card, that was fire. That's all I'm going to say about that. The main event didn't live up to the two previous fights, no, but it was still pretty even scrap. And I had a feeling that was going to be the case. A lot of times in trilogies, one of them is not going to be what the other two were. We've seen that a lot. But good, great card. Didn't have to pay for it. Beautiful. And then Berlanga. Whoa, man.
That's bad.
This
favorite
guy.
fighter, Jerry. He's your favorite fighter.
Well, I didn't mind how Berlanga was moving because, let's face it, this guy came off of a loss and headlined a pay-per-view. There ain't too many fighters that have ever done that. Maybe Oscar, Manny.
Is it worthy of a second parade tomorrow morning or no?
But as far as your boxers, making opportunities and promoting themselves, I think Berlanga, he done well. Like I say, he headlined a pay-per-view coming off of a loss. I thought he fought reasonably well against Canelo. He tried, and that's what I look for. Just get in there and try, man. He wasn't good enough to beat Canelo Alvarez, but he tried the whole fight. But this fight here and this guy Shiraz, I don't see Canelo fighting this guy. I don't want to overhype him over this victory, but the thing is, to me, he's a terrible style matchup for Canelo. He's tall, he's got long arms, slashing power, and that's a bad recipe for Canelo Alvarez, especially at this point. 6-7 years ago, I don't know. Shiraz, if you ask me, he's a real sleeper in the division. And lastly, I'll say this. Matias, that guy is nonstop. I don't know who won that fight. It was so close.
It was close, wasn't it?
Close, yeah.
It was close, wasn't it?
Yeah. But he is a monster, man. That guy just walks through punches and he just keeps coming time and time again, man. He doesn't stop. His opponent deserves a lot of credit to be able to put up with that pressure. That was a great fight. They need to run that one back because it could have went either way.
There you go.
It's true.
All right, Jerry, we're going to get running, man. Thank you so much.
Good call, Jerry.
And let's bring Robert back on here. All right, Robert.
So, Robert, if you put the tickets on a credit card, the plane tickets on a credit card, you could easily file a grievance with your credit card and they'll freeze the funds, so you won't get charged if you want to do that.
I didn't buy no tickets.
Come on, you did, Rob. We were talking about it. We were talking about it on Wednesday. You were already ready. You had your backpack all set. Mrs. Herrick was ready. She called the housekeeper to come in early. It was ready to go. Let's be honest.
That's right. All right. Hey, Robert, I'll tell you what, we're going to go to the upcoming fights now. Why don't you stay on the line here? And let's talk about these upcoming fights here. So July 19th. What's that?
Nothing. I'm only kidding.
July 19th in Las Vegas on Amazon Prime Video pay-per-view. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios, 12 rounds for Barrios' WBC welterweight title. Sebastian Fundora on the co-main versus Tim Tszyu, 12 rounds for Fundora's WBC and WBO junior middleweight titles. Isaac Cruz versus Angel Fierro, 12 rounds junior welterweights. Brandon Figueroa versus Joet Gonzalez, 12 rounds featherweights. Gary Russell Jr. versus Hugo Castaneda, 10 rounds lightweights. That's Gary Russell Jr. That's Gary Russell.
Oh, he's back?
I guess.
Wow.
Lightweight. I mean,
Jesus.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, man.
That's nuts.
Mark Magsayo also on that card. That's a stacked card, guys.
Oh, it is.
With the exception of the main event, it's a stacked card. I think Fundora Tszyu, I think if they just had Fundora Tszyu on there, it would be a good card. You know what I mean? As the main event. Unbiased Brim, I kind of agree with you here. But let's talk about the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios here. Dude, I don't see any way Pacquiao wins. But that being said, Barrios is definitely beatable, right? He's definitely a beatable guy. Listen, the problem is that you go back and you look at that exhibition fight. And I don't care what kind of shape he was in. It's just like I told you, man. I don't care what kind of shape he was in, what he's doing, what he wasn't doing, if he just got off the couch and went in there. I don't care. You saw a shot fighter that night. I'm going to tell you right now.
You can't put that genie back in the bottle.
You can't. No, you cannot put that toothpaste back in the tube because we saw it. We all saw it, right?
Just like we saw Devin Haney get knocked down 3 times. We can't unsee that.
We can't unsee it. You could sue your way into the win, but listen, you didn't win the fight. You know? It just is, man. I don't see any way Pacquiao wins that fight. Beeb, is there any way Pacquiao wins that fight?
It pains me to say this. He can't win.
Robert.
Absolutely
what
not.
If Pacquiao does? What if Pacquiao does win this fight? His place in history, where is it?
Oh my God.
That's Buster Douglas type stuff. We're talking Buster Douglas. We're talking Muhammad Ali type stuff. We're talking about George Foreman type stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's where this win would get him.
Yeah, but I just don't see any way possible that he can win. But unfortunately, they picked the right guy because the one guy in the division that's beatable is the guy he's fighting. So
Barrios has a tendency. Yeah, Barrios does have a tendency to freeze under those lights. He just does.
Well, you've said that before.
Now, if you remember on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson undercard, Barrios fought Jesus Ramos that night.
Yeah.
And Barrios had to work like hell just to get a draw.
Yeah.
I thought he lost that fight. So let's face it, Manny Pacquiao's people are smart. They actually picked the one guy that he might have a chance against. But I just at 46 years old, I just don't see it.
46, man. You know, and George Foreman, how old was he when he won the heavyweight championship?
45.
He was 45. Okay, he was 45 the second time.
How old was
Hopkins?
Was unheard of.
How old was
Hopkins? How old was Hopkins, Robbie, when he beat Pascal? 49?
I thought he was 46 or 47, but I don't really count Hopkins.
Hopkins was 48, Joe. He was
48 when he beat Pascal, yeah.
Right, but here's the difference. Hopkins was always active. His is longevity,
right.
And his is listen, that's obviously
he's a freak of nature, but you're right. Those other guys took long time off.
This is the layoff.
Foreman was off for 10 years when he came back.
What he did was just in a class of its own.
Yeah, it was in a class of its own.
If Pacquiao does this, and he's already going in the Hall of Fame, so put all that aside. If this happens, this is huge. This is career defining, really. You know?
Absolutely. If he pulls this off.
Yeah, it's something. I tell you what. Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, who do you like in that one?
Robbie was telling me something the other day, and he's like, he doesn't know how much Tim Tszyu has left, and I'm in the same boat. I'm gonna lean towards Tim Tszyu in the fight.
Okay.
But not 100% on it. But I'm gonna lean. But if you put a gun to my head, I'm gonna take Tim Tszyu. But it's not something that I would put the
Tim
house
Tszyu
on.
was dominating that first fight until that cut.
Yes.
Until that cut.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go with Tim Tszyu.
All right, let's talk about the other one. London pay-per-view on DAZN. Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is the undisputed heavyweight champion as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Now, I know, Beeb, I know you try to denigrate him. I know you were always had it out for him. You called him a loser. You called him a quitter and everything. I was the one who stuck by him through thick and thin, through all of this.
That's
and let me tell you what, he is the undisputed. As far as I'm concerned, he beat him. Did he beat Usyk in that first fight? He knocked him out.
I thought he did.
I thought it was a clean shot.
I thought that was a
clean shot. We both looked at it. I thought it was a clean shot.
Robbie, was that a clean shot in the first fight?
That referee screwed up. Daniel Dubois should have got the win.
So then it was a clean shot. Now, Montero claims, I think Montero is on the side that he said it's not a clean shot.
Yeah, Montero said it's not a clean shot.
I think he's wrong.
I'm not going to tell him he's wrong to his face, but I think he's wrong.
You told me he was wrong before the show. You said he didn't know anything about boxing. Why do you do this?
I would never say that about Montero, please. Montero's a friend. He sends me Christmas cards.
Sends me Christmas cards. He's a friend of the show.
It's a friend. When I need, security.
Robert, did you get a Christmas card from Mike Montero?
No.
Sorry.
I mean, what do you expect?
No.
I thought so.
We're a fair weather friend.
So Alexander Usyk, Beeb, if he wins this fight, is this it for him? I mean, there's nothing left, right?
I think he fights one more time and then he calls it a day.
Yeah.
But there is nothing left, really.
Yeah. Look, boxing. He just said it right here. He says, yeah, Eric always stood by him, even with all the naysayers.
I've never called him a quitter. Robbie, did I ever call Daniel Dubois a quitter?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Robbie?
No, that was Eric who did that.
Thank
so
you.
I think that Usyk, who do you take, Usyk or Dubois? I'm rolling with Dubois. I'm rolling with Dubois. I think Dubois gets him. Dubois he's on like it's almost like getting that, has made him better. Like he's getting that IBF title has made him better, I think. And he's fighting different. I think, he may not win the fight. I'm picking him to win the fight, but it will be a handful for Usyk. That's my prediction.
I'm going to pick Usyk, but I really want Dubois to win. I'm a huge Dubois fan. Huge Dubois fan.
Right. All right. July 19th, also in Frisco, Texas on DAZN, Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Pumalele Cafu, 12 rounds for Rodriguez's WBC junior bantamweight title and Cafu's WBO junior bantamweight title. Listen, every time that Jesse Bam Rodriguez fights, I say it's must-see TV.
It's a great fight.
This guy is really good, man. Yeah,
he's really entertaining. There's no question about it.
You haven't had a chance to watch him because I'm telling you, man, it's really good. He's a great fighter, really is. Okay, so let's go to the news and rumors here. The big news this week: Tank Davis has been arrested on battery charges, putting his fight in August with Lamont Roach in doubt. According to ESPN, Gervonta Tank Davis was arrested on Friday morning in Miami Beach, Florida on a misdemeanor battery charge stemming from an alleged domestic dispute with his ex-girlfriend of 4 years. The arrest comes nearly a month after he allegedly assaulted the mother of his two of his three children on Father's Day outside of her home in Doral. According to an incident reported by the Doral Police Department, according to a report, Davis's ex told police she was involved in a verbal dispute with the boxer over, quote, personal matters and Gervonta having insecurities about the sexuality of their son. Davis arrived at her residence at 5:04 p.m. on June 15th to pick up his kids. When the situation escalated after putting both children in the car, she alleges Davis punched her in the rear of the head. It punched her in the back of the head with a closed fist and slapped her face. Listen, this isn't the first time, guys. We all saw that video where he grabbed some chick by the hair and at that basketball game or whatever.
Yeah.
And TJ, Georgie Porgy said the tank hate is real. Listen, man. I mean,
I'm not even going to report.
Listen, man, it is what it is. I'm
not even. This is a 99-1 issue. Like 99% of the people are going to.
Unfortunately for Georgie, Tank can't stay out of trouble. That's the problem.
Unfortunate for
Georgie. Yeah, why was Georgie?
Why would Georgie care?
Georgie's father?
He's not related to him.
Yeah, right.
Well, because he just said to Eric that Tank hate is real.
Oh, stop.
Yeah,
Tank
but
puts himself
arguing about this is like arguing with a flat earther. It's like what's the sense? I mean,
so
any logical person can see this is not good.
Look, man. I mean, this guy has got a history. This is a pattern. Domestic violence, I think we can now say, is a pattern for Tank Davis. Okay, it's time to get help. Maybe he needs to go to jail.
Yeah, he's never gotten anger management for it or anything.
Yeah, I don't understand it because he's been in front of he's been standing tall in front of the judge on more than one occasion with this.
Yeah.
And look, man, didn't he serve time a little? Didn't he get a little bit of time for this?
Nothing.
His last arrest, didn't he get 90 days?
I thought he got he got something.
He got like a ankle bracelet on him or something. I think he was confined to his house, but he didn't go to
his trainer's house or something like that.
Yeah, he was confined to his house.
Yeah,
he was like he was on house arrest, and then he violated that too because he left the house.
And the worst part is, like I said, even with Floyd, before he went to jail, they let him fight, so he could pay. You know what I mean? And so
there was just too much. They said that it would hurt. It would hurt the economy if he didn't fight.
It would hurt the economy. Yeah. Unbiased Brim, thank you so much. He said he got 90 days and served 45. That makes sense.
That's right. Yeah.
But he got house arrest. He didn't have to go to jail.
Omar says, can he fight with an ankle bracelet? I guess you could.
What? Yeah, they did put an ankle bracelet on him.
Okay, wait a minute. Could you fight? You could fight with an ankle bracelet, no?
Yes.
I think it would be uncomfortable, but it's not impossible.
I wouldn't think it was I don't know that it'd be that uncomfortable, to be honest with you.
No.
I wonder if that would increase the pay.
I don't know. I'm just guessing because I've never done.
What was that? What was that one movie? Was it Penitentiary?
Yeah.
Where they were having boxing in the prisons
jail,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, Turkey Al-Sheikh did say he wants to have a fight at Alcatraz. So.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. So yeah, that's what's going on with Tank. Naoya Inoue in the news. He's going to defend his title against Merdan Akhmadaliev on September 14th. Chris Eubank, Conor Benn 2 is set for September 20th, Beeb. And Ricky Hatton, somebody had mentioned this last week. Ricky Hatton is actually coming back. All right. And he's looking to make a fight. I think it was in September or something. Beeb, why is he coming back?
I don't know.
He didn't look good in his last comeback. I got to be honest. Like, why are you doing this? What are you trying to prove here?
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Well, the scary part about all this, if Pacquiao pulls this off on Saturday, you're going to find more older boxers wanting to do the same thing.
It's true.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably end up seeing you get back in there.
Okay.
And a sad story here, man. Donald Curry's family is asking for help. I just saw this today.
Oh, okay.
Just before we came on the air, man. And this was from Boxing Scene. I think Boxing Scene had the article on this, so you can go check it out. Explaining Curry's situation, his sister Roxy Harris wrote, quote, "My brother Donald Curry is a former professional boxer who now suffers from brain damage caused by his years in the ring. His daily needs, he needs daily care, structure, and support. So I brought him into my home to make sure he's safe and, surrounded by love. I live in low income housing, and because Donald isn't listed on my lease, I've now been served with an eviction notice. I made the decision to care for my brother, even if it meant me going against the rules, and now we were both facing the real possibility of losing our home. We are trying to raise $5,000 to help cover emergency housing, legal assistance, and essential living expenses while we fight to stay safe together. If you are able, please consider donating or sharing this fundraiser with others. Every dollar, every share, every kind word makes a difference. Thank you so much for the support." You can go to Boxing Scene and you can click on the article, and they have all the GoFundMe and all that other stuff. This is awful. This is awful. It really is. We hear the story. It seems like we hear the story way too often. So if you guys can go donate, go do whatever. Hopefully they got out of the situation, but that's awful, man. She on her own, she brought him in to take care of him, but I get it. I understand the rules, and I understand the Section 8 rules and stuff like that, or whatever it is, the low income rules. But yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, that sucks. It really does. Cool. All right, let's go to, it looks like an overseas number, 4447. Let's bring him on here.
Yes, guys, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hamid, how you doing, my friend?
How's it going?
Ahmed.
Not too bad, but
Alhamdulillah,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's it. After what happened in the main event, I enjoyed the card. I thought they were all good fights, but I did think Morell lost that fight. Like, I think you could call that robbery. Like, because Al Bernstein is echoing what I was saying, so I didn't like the scorecard in that fight because I thought Morell maybe won 4 rounds, and even then,
Yeah, I only gave him
round.
4 rounds. I only gave him 4 rounds, Hamid. I only thought he won 4 rounds too.
Yeah, he won, I think, about 3 or 4 rounds. That's
no more than 4. I couldn't give him more than 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you gave him every benefit and you gave him 5, you still should have lost because of the knockdown. And the other fights, I thought Zapeda did very well, but I think he didn't make an adjustment. Like, I gave him 5 rounds. I think you could probably say that was more or less an 8-4 to Stevenson. I think some people had it a bit wider. I just don't see how he won 11 or 10 rounds. That to me was too wide, but he did make the adjustment, and I thought he clearly won the fight. Like, because from round 9, I think, to 12, he swept all the rounds, and he dominated the latter half of the fight. So Zapeda I think had the right game plan. He just I don't think he was throwing enough jabs, and he wasn't switching up. Where Stevenson knew what to do when he was throwing his shots, whether to throw them straight to go to the body. But that was a good fight as well. I enjoyed that. I liked the Puello Matias fight. That was a fight I think could have gone either way. I need to rewatch it now because I didn't score it.
That was close.
How did you guys score that fight?
I thought Puyo edged it 7-5, but I don't hate Matias getting that decision.
It was razor thin either way. I mean, you can't really, you couldn't be mad either way it went, honestly.
I mean, I could see.
It could have been a draw.
It could have been a draw too.
It could have been a draw there. I mean, like I said, any outcome was fine because, again, this was such a razor thin fight.
Yeah. I thought Matias did good work later in the fight where I thought Puyo maybe banked about, like 5 or 6 early rounds, easy,
Yeah. Regarding before I get to some of the fights next week, regarding the main event, I did think Hamzah could knock him out. I wasn't sure about how his chin would hold up, and he was moving up to 68 because I thought there was something wrong with him in the fight with Adames. I still think he was fortunate to get a draw. I think if anyone won that fight, it was Adames, but I wasn't mad at the draw. I thought it was closer than a lot of people had it. But
I had it 7-5.
Weird in that fight.
Yeah, I had that fight 7-5 for Adames. It wasn't like Adames blew him out of there. It was a close fight. I mean, I think Shiraz was in the fight, so I had it 7-5. I didn't think it was a blowout.
I had the draw. I thought 7-5 Adames. That was about right to a draw. That's how I had it. But his hand was cocked. Yeah, his hand was cocked back. I think he said he hurt his hand, but he blew Berlanga out of there. And I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Pacheco. But what do you think this says about Canelo's recent opponents? Because he has dropped these guys, but a lot of these guys have went on to get knocked out, and I don't think a lot of these guys he's fought with that good. Maybe. Outside of Munguia.
Well, there's a couple of things here. Number one is, he's winning the fights and he dominated those fights, right? And I think a lot of times, as long as like with Berlanga, as long as he's not being pressed or anything like that, it's, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, he doesn't want to knock him out. It's almost like that gentleman's agreement. Like, if you don't hurt me, if you don't press me, we'll finish the fight. We'll put on a show. We'll finish a fight. But if you hurt me, if you try to get me, we're gonna press you and get you out of there. We're gonna try to get you out of there. Sometimes there's that gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Him and Chavez Jr., Canelo Chavez Jr. was a great example of that. He could have finished Chavez Jr. at any point in that fight.
I thought he dominated Ryder. He won 11 rounds, 10 rounds, and he dropped a couple of times. I thought he dominated Chalo, and Berlanga as well. But I don't think he dominated Munguia or Skull. depending on how he scored those fights, I don't think they were one-sided fights.
I actually had the Canelo Munguia fight, like 7 rounds to 5 for Canelo. I thought that fight was close.
That's how I.
Yeah, I don't think I had it that close.
Yeah, he scored the knock. I had that about 7-5, 8-4, but he scored a knockdown and he hit him, I think, later on. But that's my point. But they've been knocked out, and like I'm just saying, going forward when he fights Crawford, like is Crawford catching him at the right time? Because Beam knows that I've been favoring Crawford heavily in the last 6-7 months. But before that, I thought Canelo. I was favoring Canelo big. Like I thought it was a mismatch. I just don't think Canelo's the same fighter. And Crawford, I think, is the perfect fighter to utilize on that. Like a lot of these guys Canelo's fighting. This is how I wanted to categorize it. If he was fighting these guys like 4 or 5 years ago, do they all go the distance? I don't think they do.
There you go. All right, Hamed. We're going to get rolling here, man. Thank you for calling in. Thank you,
Inshallah, man. Inshallah.
There we go. Let's bring on New York. 917. You're live.
What's going on, guys? It's Rafa from New York.
What's going on?
Rafa.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? How do you guys enjoy the weekend? It was an amazing weekend for boxing. Every fight was exciting.
Are you going to the parade tomorrow since you're already in New York? Rafa, are you going to the parade tomorrow since you're already in New York?
I'm not Puerto Rican, brother.
Yeah, but you're in New York. You can still go. I'm not Puerto Rican either, but if I was in New York, I would go to that parade.
There you go.
Nah, man. Nah, I'm not going. I'm not gonna be in that madhouse.
You're not gonna go.
I can imagine.
But
Robbie's going.
I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you this. It was an exciting weekend. I know a lot of people had Puello. It was a toss-up matchup for a lot of the fans, but it just bothers me the fact that there's so much bias when it comes to scoring these matchups sometimes, because a lot of the times we tend to say you got to take it from the champ. You know, I've always kind of gone away from that notion. I grew up as a kid, believing as in you got to do more to take it from the champ. Now I've been based on the sole premise that typically the guy that generates a sport or is more marketable, he's going to always get the benefit of the doubt. It benefits boxing a lot more having Matias as a champ because he's more marketable. You can make a lot of bigger matchups than having Puello. But it's just sad that, Matias as a champion is going in from another promotional company into this match. Obviously, he's getting paid, so he's not doing it for free. But, I feel like him as a champion fighting off Matias in that tough of a grinding match, he should have edged that fight out. And, it is what it is. It's just the sport, so you got to take it with it. In terms of Berlanga, I think I had called the show before, and I kept telling people that were saying like, oh, this is a 50-50 matchup. We don't know. I think Berlanga has the power. I think people just were very, very just not counting Hamzah out based on the performance he had versus Adames. And I kept telling people, listen, man, you guys are counting Hamzah out because of Adames, the performance he had against him. But at the end of the day, Adames is very underrated. This is a guy that has excellent footwork, has very good head movement, and he's a world champion at 160. So you can't really blame, and say that the Hamzah is a high job. If anything, Berlanga is a high job. This guy got a Canelo ticket after beating McCrory, a guy no one knows anywhere. So, to me, that was written in the walls. The kid got exposed in front of the whole world. I don't want to say I feel bad, but he's going to have to reap what he sowed for him leaving Eddie Hearn and saying, I'm a free agent, because now he's going to have to, cash in on that ticket. And now that his stock is low, let's see who's going to pick him up now. Because Do you guys see him making the same amount of money against Plant, Munguia, Pacheco, and those matchups anymore? What do you guys think?
Not now. Not now.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But
yeah, he's got to rebuild now.
Yeah, and we don't know, because at the end of the day, you know, he's old enough and gone into his career that you don't know how much time you have to rebuild him into a big fight. The kid has a lot of flaws, but at the end of the day, it was a great weekend. Shakur Stevenson, another great matchup. That was the other side of the apple with that fight, where Zapeda was the aggressor. Shakur was on his back foot. Obviously, had the cleaner, crisper, more accurate punches. But guess who got the decision? Shakur got the decision because he's the marquee matchup. He's the more marketable guy. He's the ace guy, and he's going to get the nod as opposed to Puello that, you know, has to fucking grind it out and do more in front of the fans in order to get the decision with the judges. But that's my call, guys. I hope you guys enjoy.
There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, Rafa. All right, guys, this is going to do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1. Find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com, and you can find me on X at ringside73. Guys, we will see you next week.